People pleasing is the reason why you're still fat. There was a TED Talk by Trisha Nelson, who was a former emotional eater. She successfully lost 50 pounds herself, and now she's an author to share her story. And she mentioned two things. First, overdoers are often overeaters. And number two, people pleasers are often emotional eaters. And I can attest to this because over the last 6 years of coaching clients, I know the ones that are people pleasers are also ones that struggle with their relationship with food and ultimately their health and fitness and weight. The most common trend with these individuals are how they over deliver for everybody else but themselves, whether it be their career, their family, but they under deliver for themselves, which is why their health suffers, they gain weight, they struggle with blood sugar levels, they struggle with high blood pressure, and the list goes on. The best way to see this is having 2 cups of water. We have cup A and we have cup B. Let's imagine that both these cups have water filled to the very rim. Let's assume cup A devotes 70% of his or her energy to things that are very important in his or her life. Okay, work, career, friendships, etc. But cup A still has 30% of water for itself. Okay, there's still 30% remaining. Whereas cup B devotes 90% of its energy to everything else but itself, and it only has 10% remaining. Which cup do you feel like will be more successful with his or her health and fitness? Probably cup A, right? Now, understand this. Cup B, the one that has 90% of its water given away and only 10% left, it could be someone that made so many commitments because they didn't want to say no. Okay, maybe it was 9 different commitments in their life that they have to make. Imagine it was 9 different things they had to make commitments with, but it was 10% that they were giving to each thing. So that's 90% given away, only 10% back to themselves. And this is a problem now because if you only have 10% for yourself, you will have trouble doing your workouts, eating healthy, being able to learn more, invest in yourself, right? Because you're just so out of energy. You're so low in bandwidth. You're so low in energy. And now let's shoot a cup of water. You're just so low in water. And the question is, how can you serve everyone else at a high level if you barely have any water in your own cup as well? Okay, understand, guys, the most selfish thing actually is overcommitting to everybody else. And why is that? It's because you're not even able to commit at a high level to everyone else if you're overcommitting. Does that make sense? Also, one of the most selfless things is actually to be selfish, right? If you actually give energy to yourself, you're able to provide for everyone else at a much higher level. Okay, so it's a limiting belief that you have to give everything to everybody else and put yourself last. I truly do not believe in that, and I know it doesn't work, not just for myself, but over 500 clients that I've coached, and I want you to recognize the same thing. And if you're struggling with this probably will resonate with you. Now, what is the problem of only having 10% of your water left in your cup? Well, now you're gonna start to feel the physical effects where you're gonna have poor sleep, you're gonna be always in high stress, you're gonna have poor digestion, poor gut health, slower metabolism because now you're not able to train consistently, and the list goes on. Okay, and we want to avoid that. We wanna make sure, and ultimately when you're watching this on my channel, you're here because you want to be healthier. You wanna be a better version of yourself, a better, healthier, fitter version of yourself. Now, what I'm gonna go on to next is how do we fill our own cups with more water, right? Because I know that may be a genuine question that you have, right? You feel so committed to everything. You feel like it's almost, it goes against your ethics to say no to people and say yes to yourself. Maybe it's the way you were brought up, right? Now, I'm gonna get into this in a quick bit. If you're finding value in this so far, make sure you like this video and hit the subscribe button for more content like this. I'll greatly appreciate it. I'm really doing my best to get out more content now. We're gonna really make sure this year, this channel is gonna be one of the best channels to help career-driven women lose weight and do it in a flexible and sustainable way, even with a busy schedule. Now, back to our topic, how can we start filling up our own cups? Number one, and the most important thing before anything else is saying no. Saying no is one of the most powerful things you can do because, so understand this, right? If you are a people pleaser, it will be infinite and it will be perpetual with you never having energy for yourself because there's endless people, endless things you're gonna say yes to. So you have to start saying no. That's the first step and the most powerful thing, the most rudimentary thing you have to start doing if you're a people pleaser and you are someone that struggles with their health and fitness. Number two, okay, being able to delegate work, okay? On your to-do list, understand not every single thing has to be done by Maria. Understand not every single thing has to be done by Adrian, right? You're able to offload some things and let go. And that's something I'm personally trying to improve on myself too, especially like in my business, my career, right? Being able to let go and have some other people help out. And it could be very trivial things, guys. It could be things like maybe sending some emails, right? Or maybe It could be something like washing the dishes, right? It could be something that's very trivial that if you're a mother listening to this, maybe even your child or your children can help out with. We just have to be creative. We have to find ways to be more creative in order to buy back more energy and time for ourselves. So that's number 2. Number 3, automating things. I always tell my clients this, there's so many devices designed to help people that are busy get in better shape, be fitter. Okay, some kitchen devices would be like air fryers, blenders. It could be like Instant Pots, things that really save you cooking time. That way you're not investing that much time to make meals, okay? And that's gonna make a really big difference, right? So guys, the very last thing I wanna say is treat your body like a business. Your body's a business because you guys have to imagine it like this, right? When a business owner reaches a certain level, there has to be help. Okay, this business owner cannot continue serving so many people and having a big impact if they're doing everything herself or himself. McDonald's, the owner is not in every single restaurant. They're not in every single franchise, right? And they have their global impact to this day because they understand the power of what I just mentioned earlier, just right now, like delegating things, automating things, saying no, right? And you need to treat your body the same way. If the owner of McDonald's was succumbing to his or her vices, not keeping focus, not focusing on things that's actually going to move McDonald's forward, getting its name out there to serve the best hamburger in the whole wide world, they would never be at the size and magnitude of impact as they are right now. And the same as you and your body, it's the same thing, right? If you don't focus on your body, if you're saying yes to everybody else but yourself, you cannot grow. You cannot physically improve. You can't spiritually improve. You can't emotionally improve. You can't physically improve. You are capped because you put that lid on your own jar. Does that make sense? Okay. Start treating your body like a business because it is business. You need to keep focused to yourself. You need to have more hands on that. You need to get help. Okay. And when you start saying no, that is going to open up so much opportunity for yourself. Okay. So as a summary for today, like we talked about in the very beginning, people that are overdoers are often overeaters, and people pleasers are often emotional eaters, as quoted from Trisha Nelson. We talked about the water in the cup analogy, okay? Water cup A, water cup B, okay? If you're committing so much energy to everybody else, right, you're losing so much water, and the more commitments you make, the more you're pouring away, or some things pulling your energy that shouldn't even be there are more like holes in your cup of water that's constantly being leaked out. You need to patch that up. You need to keep the content in your water so that you can give back to yourself. And we talked about ways on how you can start to actually fill the water in your cup. We talked about saying no. That's the most powerful thing, right? Number 2, being able to outsource, delegate things. Number 3, automating things. Okay, and last but not least, treat your body like a business. The only way you can grow your body, the only way you can nourish it and have it improve is you need to start to treat it like a business. You need to see it like serious matter. Okay, so as we come to the very end here, if you got value from this, make sure you like this video and don't forget to subscribe. I will start coming out with much more content like this, especially if you like the mindset talks. Just hit that subscribe button, share this with a friend, and besides that, I'll catch you on the next one.